Yeah, like just failure to really just stay. There was glimpses throughout different stages of the game where we sort of lost concentration. It's probably the best way to put it. But yeah, it really just came down to execution, and the momentum swung in Illawarra's favour. We got a little bit quiet in some areas, and a little bit, that is the group, like they are quite a rather quiet group. Credit to Illawarra, they just capitalised on that momentum and didn't look back.
Did the team play the way that you wanted them to play, given the loss?
It's a tricky one, right? They're playing hard. Like there's no one that's going out there half-hearted. Like they play hard. I was really tough on them this week with a lot of areas that we wanted to be better at. They know it, they see it, they feel it. But we are what we are in a sense that we're missing two big pieces. I want to be careful, right? Because I don't want to suddenly become reliant on those guys like they're going to be our saviours when they come back. There's still things that we need to get done. We didn't shoot well overall, and some of it to do with the sets, some of it with shot selection, some of it with good looks, and they just didn't drop. We just got to keep chipping away at that, but it has to be really important now that we don't sit in this locker room and go, I'll be fine when Taran and Tanner come back, because what happens if we drop a game with those guys? And so there's still things that we need to get done. There's still a loss. There's still things to take away from it, good and bad. But again, every single one of those guys do care about it, and they're feeling it right now, and just need to get them some help.
Set up that break until next week, next Saturday is your next game. How quickly do you review this, move on, and then restart this week?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow will be recovery day, and then we'll review it at the start of the week, and then transition over to the Adelaide-Melbourne double. So we'll stick with the schedule. We don't need to reinvent the wheel with this.
You were in it for most of the game, it was just in the last few minutes. Is that a key area for you to think to get it over the line at the end?
Yeah, because it's who you want closing out the game. And again, this is, I guess, where we do come back to the pieces that are out. That's 40% of the lineup that's expected to close out those games.
And we'll jump to Zoom. Chris, you got anything?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Forde, I felt like you did a really good job of having that game played at your pace and on your terms for a lot of it. Were you pretty happy defensively, especially in the way you're able to keep a team that's been scoring 104 points, per game, relatively in control of that end?
Yeah, because the times that we did slip up on it, it really stood out. The Harvey threes, and then knowing that he's left-handed and he's got a nice little left-hand floater, and then we get turned inside out on a double crossover that gets him on his preferred side. So those areas that we slipped, and again, a lot of those were at the back end of the fourth quarter, which does cost, because that should have been a little bit more attention to detail. Maybe we stopped one or two of those, and we're a little bit more in touch. But I think as it stands right now, we're the second worst defensive team. So anything right is a positive, and so we'll take it.
Touching on that, how much did it hurt the threat that he hit on the half-time bugger as well? And I think they had a 7-0 run going to half-time. Felt like up until that point, you'd had a really, really good first half.
Yeah, we came passive in that last minute and a half, 2 minutes. And again, that's it's. I don't want to keep harping on it, but that's what Taran does a pretty good job of, is just controlling the pace of the game and when to level up and when to drop it down a few gears. So that hurt us going into half time. If you're Illawarra, you're feeling pretty good about the momentum. Rolling into that 12-minute break. For us, we had to address the fact that there was some slippage and we have to reset.
I'm not sure it's harping on it, because I think it's pretty obvious, the impact Taran has, if we look at with him and in the team and not in the team. But I mean, you tried Kyle back in the starting lineup this game. Did you like what he did in what he gave you? And is there a chance for Jackson McCoy over the next week or two to get a bit of a run?
The piece mainly is keeping Rob Edwards in his preferred position, which is on the wing attack. If I put Rob at point, it sort of, puts too much on his plate to try and manage. And that's what we found at Sydney. He was a little bit passive at the start, trying to move the ball and get Wardenberg his touches, and then still trying to find ways for him to get his looks. And so it was important that, that we have a point guard do their job and Rob can play his preferred position. I'm not in the business of handing out free rides, so, you know, it's not up to me to give the players confidence to play them. It's the other way around. They have to show that they're worthy of that time, and that's the answer to that one.
Absolutely. Last one from me. What about AK? He's one guy that's earned his minutes and he's grabbed his chance. I'm sure he's still a work in progress because he's so young, but going up against guys like Froling and Albury tonight, I thought he again showed some really exciting signs.
Yeah, you know, he's still young. He's finding his way. You know, it was his old club, so he's got some reps under his belt in terms of how to defend in those guys. We just hope to keep, you know, getting the best version of him as the season progresses on.
Thanks, Morty.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you.